Hey, it's Michelle Butt, and it's time for another Face Life Friday. And today I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about the difference between empty and full, and in a way that is a little bit different, perhaps. So oftentimes you have heard me talk about how there are certain archetypes that are potentially more sensitive than others. So royals tend to be more environmentally sensitive to the energy of a space. Captivators tend to be very sensitive to the emotional position of other people, very empathic. And oftentimes this can be both a challenge and a gift, especially for people who are very strongly either of these archetypes. And what can happen is once you realize you are a sensitive person, or once you start understanding that even if you don't think about the energetics of sensitivity from an empath perspective or from a spatial or environmentally sensitive person, once you start getting around certain people or certain situations and you know, oh, every time I walk into that place, I feel icky, or every time I'm around that person, I feel drained, then you start to get an understanding that something's off, whether or not you realize that you are empathic or sensitive in one way or another. And what can then happen is you start saying, oh my God, I don't want to go see them because I always feel like this when I go to see them. Or, oh, I don't want to go to that place because when I go to that place, I always feel this way. And so why I'm calling this empty and full is that when you start doing that, in the sense that you start thinking, oh, last time this felt this way, or every time this feels this way, then you are presenting yourself in a way that is full of anticipation of something that hasn't happened, but is a memory of something that came before. And you're not allowing your system to do what it should be doing or could be doing, which is showing up empty, but with a full heart. And if you can, instead of being full of anticipation of not feeling great or not leaving great, if you can empty of all prior expectations of the event or the place or the person, then you can allow yourself to be full with anticipation of a loving experience and bring yourself into that captivator heart center that we, regardless of how captivator we are in our faces, we should all be starting from, of an open heart with an anticipation of a loving or easy experience. And then you're showing up empty of preconceived notions, but full of love for yourself and this anticipation of a really different experience, and then allow for that to potentially transpire. So if you show up that way, then the energy of the room can't cross the bigness of your field now because your heart is so open, and potentially that room is not going to feel as bad because before you were bringing your energy in anticipation of the offness of the space. And if you're going to be with someone who normally makes you feel off or drained, the bigness of you in that heart-centered openness will not allow their energy to cross in and affect yours, and will also potentially affect theirs like a wave and change their state even before they have the ability to try to affect yours. So in future, if you are someone who is very captivator or royal or sensitive in general, think about how you're showing up to places that in the past have made you feel off. Are you showing up full of anticipation, or empty for a new experience and full of heart-centered energy? And if you can do that, potentially you can change the experiences that you're going to have there. So let me know how that goes for you if you try it. It's something that I just recently learned and has actually changed the way I show up and the way that I deal with people, and then a lot of ways, the things that are manifesting for me. It's amazing. And so I thought I'd share that with you. And if you have any questions, or you want to understand yourself more and how you can get more tools like this to be more comfortable in spaces and around others, you know where to find me. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.